Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Liz. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys the top 10 questions I get about living here in Texas. So I went into Instagram and I asked all my friends and like people that I have on Instagram, like what are the top 10 questions you have about me living here? And these are the questions that I got the most often. I got more than 10 questions, but I'm just going to go over the ones that I thought were the best questions, and some of them were pretty much similar to the other one, so I just kind of went with that one. And I'm gonna be a little bit looking on the side because there were all those questions that people had about me living here in Texas on my computer. So the first question is Texas a good place to live? So yes, I do think living in Texas is a great spot to live. Definitely a lot of restaurants, a lot of things to do, a lot of like outdoorsy things to do, just because the weather is hot. There's a lot of things to do outside. It does occasionally get a little bit on the colder or chillier side, but not as cold that you can't do anything. So definitely a great place to live, more affordable, a lot of things to do, like I said, a lot of food, restaurants, outdoorsy things. So yes, I do think it's a great spot to live. The second question, is Texas affordable to live in? So yes, this is one of the questions that I got the most often. Is it a more affordable to live compared to Boston and compared to California, New York, a lot of those like very known places that have like high cost of living, like rent, food, anything like kind of like gas or anything like that? Definitely on the more affordable side. Obviously it kind of depends, it kind of rotates, just because the pay, since it's more affordable, the pay could be lower. I was fortunate to find a job that pays me the same I used to get paid back in Boston, and still live and still have like lower prices, like lower gas, lower groceries, lower rent. So yes, definitely more affordable. The places that you can find for the same amount of pricing that you can find in rent, like for example this apartment, I think this apartment, even though what I'm paying right now, I think if I were to find this apartment in Boston, it would probably be over 2K, which is not what I'm paying now. Not as cheap as people think. Like obviously like there are expenses about living here, but definitely more affordable than living in a state like that, like Cali, New York, Boston, all those very expensive places to live in. So yes, I do recommend for you guys to move to Texas if you're looking for a more affordable place to live in. The third question, what is the weather like in Texas? So pretty much hot year round, or it kind of varies. It does get cold, like I said, during the winter months. So the lowest I think I seen it get was like 40 degrees, which I don't think is bad at all. I think one of the months it went like 38, 36, but like I said, I'm like used to just being like 10 degrees or less, -2, which is like what you see on a daily basis in winter in Boston. But here the weather is pretty much hot year round, which I don't mind. Sometimes it could get too hot. Like when we first moved, there was like 100 degrees, 105. Definitely really hot. But what you have to just understand or keep in mind is that it's not like I'm gonna be outside for like the entire day and just like melt away. Like there are times I go into a building, it has AC, so I'm definitely able to kind of keep a balance of that heat and not like suffocate myself. So I don't mind it too much. So sometimes like if it's too hot or if it's like 100 degrees, I just think like, oh, let me turn on my car for a couple of minutes, make sure that the AC is on blast before I like jump in my car. Things like carrying a water everywhere you go, that way you don't like overheat yourself, like just those kind of things in mind. And then if it is really hot, I try to go or plan like a pool day or go somewhere where they're gonna have like drinks, like cold drinks, margaritas, something like that, you know, just to keep yourself in the groove and you don't feel like you're overheating yourself. So definitely just keep that in mind. Like yes, it does get really hot, but I think it's pretty good actually. I don't mind it, just because I'm somebody that I love wearing dresses, I love wearing shorts. So being able to have that type of weather is perfect for me. I don't think I miss the cold at all. I don't miss, like, I do miss seeing the snow, but I don't miss like cleaning my car, like getting like all the snow out of the driveway. I don't miss any of that. So question number 4 is, how's the food in Texas? Food in Texas is amazing. One thing I want to say is that sometimes it's too good. I like gained 10 pounds after moving here to Texas. There's a lot of barbecue, a lot of tacos, a lot of just like really good restaurants. And like I mentioned in my previous videos, the only thing I do miss is like really good Chinese food. The Chinese food here is not bad, don't get me wrong, but it's just not the same as what I'm used to in Boston. Chinese food was top notch, seafood was top notch, but the food here is still amazing. There's a lot of options, a lot of Mexican restaurants, a lot of I don't even know how to say this because of my accent, but it's Mediterranean food, which is really good. A lot of Indian food, a lot of like diverse diversity and stuff like that, which I like. So definitely a lot of food around, and we're like most people know, we're really big in barbecue, and the barbecue here is top of the notch. Like if you guys are traveling here for whatever reason, I definitely recommend for you guys to try one of the barbecue spots. They're amazing. And yes, food here is amazing. It's a lot of options. There's burger places, like all you can think basically, and a lot of restaurants that we have in Boston are here, like a lot of the food chains and stuff. So I don't think you're gonna miss anything other than, like I said, like the seafood. Obviously it's better in Boston because we live near the bay and all of that. Or pizza, I think pizza is better in Boston, but pizza here is like, it's not bad at all. Like definitely a lot different, but not bad, like I said. So food here is not bad at all. Definitely at the beginning it was like a lot of accustomed to it because I missed like the steak and cheese, the pizza, the seafood, the Chinese food, all of that. But I think pretty much by now, living here about a year or so, I think I pretty much got the food restaurants down, like what I kind of like, what I like ordering, where I don't like ordering from, and kind of like the foods that I enjoy myself. Question number 5, are people racist in Texas? I think people are racist everywhere, like, but do I see a lot of like racist people here? I don't think so. But like I said, I think racism is everywhere you go. There's me living in Boston, Massachusetts, there were a lot of racist people there. There's racism everywhere you go. I don't think this state in particular is like a racist state at all. I think people have been really friendly and really nice here. So definitely I would say no, but yes. Like it's like I said, racism is everywhere, so it's not really like something that I should be like, oh yeah, people are racist here. I don't think so, not at all. So let's move on to the next question. How's the pay in Texas? So the pay here, like I mentioned before, is definitely lower than what I was used to in Boston, but that's because it's more affordable. So people in Boston do get paid a little bit more, but then the rent, groceries, gas, everything's more expensive, so it kind of balances out. And here's the same thing, you get paid lower, but then it's more affordable, so it kind of does balance out. And like I said, I was fortunate to find a job that pays me the same I used to get paid in Boston and still live in a more affordable state. So it kind of depends where you are working, what company you're working for. You can kind of negotiate and kind of make them pay you a little bit more. But yes, the pay is definitely lower. Like if you look on Google or anything and compare the pricing from this state to another state like California nurses get paid a lot. You'll definitely see a big difference in that. So yes, just keep that in mind. The pay is definitely lower here in this state. Question number 7. Do you ever regret moving to Texas? I do not. I have been loving living here. I think there's a lot of things to do, a lot of restaurants to visit, and definitely a lot of outdoorsy things to do. I'm someone that I love being home, but I've been trying to just step out of my comfort zone, go out, go see different things, try different activities and stuff like that, just so I'm more basically learning more of the state, learning things to do, what kind of things people do outside, like for the summer. But yes, I don't regret moving here at all. There's a lot of restaurants, a lot of food, a lot of diversity here. I don't regret it at all. Obviously I do miss my family. I do wish they were like all living here, obviously, but I don't miss moving from Boston to Texas at all. I love it. Number 8, what's the best thing about living in Texas? I don't really have one particular thing about living in Texas, like, or my favorite thing, but I think it kind of entitles into the past question. Obviously I love that it's more affordable to live here. The food is good. I like that people are friendlier and it's more like a calm state, like more chill basically. And I feel like here in this state, I kind of focus a little bit more just because I have, or feel like I have more time here and I don't feel like I'm in a rush. I feel like I can take my time. People are just more settled here, not a lot of like noises, a lot of just people being calm and stuff like that. So definitely a more easier paced or slow paced state, which I enjoy. I just think it's little things here and there that I enjoy that kind of entitle them together and make me feel like I love living here and stuff like that. If I were to put it into one, I think the best thing about living here, I think it's like being more affordable. Question number 9, will you ever get tired of the heat or miss the cold from Boston? I don't think I will ever miss the cold from Boston. I went to visit my family, when was it, like December 2022. I went for the Christmas week and it was super cold. I did not miss that at all. I remember I left the Uber and I was like going into the hotel for like a couple of like seconds, and during that time I was like, oh my god, this is awful. Like, I do not miss the cold at all. And even me and my husband, we went to get a quick coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, which was like only 1 block away. We walked and we were like freezing. I'm like, nah, I do not miss this at all. And we were thankful that there was like no snow or anything like that, but I don't miss the snow. At least for now, I don't miss it at all. I don't miss like the cleaning the car, like anything, like cleaning the driveway with all that snow. I don't miss it at all. I definitely do enjoy having or being able to like wear shorts, wear whatever I want without being like, oh my god, do I need a sweater, do I need a coat, all this like layers. I don't miss it at all. So no, I do not regret moving here to Texas. And yes, the heat does become unbearable sometimes, but like I said, you can do things like, I don't know, plan like a day inside a building, like go to the mall, something that has AC, and do things like that. When it does become super hot, go to the pool, go to a lake, something like that. Go to Corpus Christi, to the beach or something like that, just so you don't feel like you're overheating yourself or anything like that. But yes, it does get hot, but I think it's very tolerable. And the last question I got, is it easy to find a job in Texas? So there are definitely a lot of job opportunities here in Texas. A lot of, when I go on Indeed, there's a lot of like just different opportunities that people can get, a lot of jobs everywhere. I think since it's a big state, there's definitely a lot of opportunities out there. You kind of just have to just do research and stuff, make sure that it's reliable, they pay good and all this stuff. I think when I first started applying to jobs here, I applied like 2 months before I moved. The biggest con for me was just the pay, like seeing like the type of like pay that they were offering and stuff like that. So I just recommend for you to apply, even if it's like a lower pay than what you are thinking, and then just kind of, once you're in an interview or whatever and they're talking about pay, just kind of negotiate with them. Obviously that doesn't work all the time. There were definitely jobs that I applied to, I think it was like 2 that I really wanted, but they were not budging. They're like, nah, I'm not. Then they were not like gonna go over the amount they wanted. They had like a cap. But the question is there a lot of jobs in Texas? I think so. I think there's a lot of jobs, of opportunities here. And yeah, those are pretty much the most common questions I got when I asked you guys on Instagram, what are the questions you have about me living here? And some of them were very similar to these. So if you guys have new questions or anything like that, just leave them down in the comments below. And that's pretty much everything for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you guys have any other questions, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.